Huh?
They're seeing exactly at 2:30 because the way it gives us time, there's a Dollarama there, so I can check out the stuff I need.
What time?
2:30.
2:30 or 2:30? Okay, 2:30.
We will leave at 2:30. We will leave exactly at 2:30. Okay? Sounds good?
Deal.
Exactly. Not 2:35, not 2:40. So go to the bathroom and everything before.
Exactly at 2:30 for John Wick 4, right? Then I can make us some lunch then.
Can you pay for your own ticket?
Yeah. Beginning a new 93-day ride from April 11th to July 24th. Cleaning, purification, rapping, rock and rolling, all the good stuff. I'm gonna sit down, just do a little bit of an introduction to the new Rite 93-day event, Special Agent Hunter Dragan event, which yours truly is commencing in this 10:45 a.m. in Montreal, Hawk Island, and I'm about to put some music and begin this 93-day Rite with a dance, a ritual dance for the forgotten goddess, and woke up a bit moody. Woke up a bit moody and was moody. Started getting things going and took a shower, put my laundry, doing my laundry, work at home, and wrote a song, wrote a poem, and didn't check my emails yet. See if I got any cooperation and participation and partnership for any of my activities, endeavors, but. Nonetheless, I didn't wake up 100%. You know, I started doing things. I started feeling better, stretching a bit, taking a shower helped, and it's like, again, you know, I said, I wish I could afford a massage therapy session, just a half an hour. That would do me so much good. But to my allies and armies, I can offer such services as other services as massage and kissing, because kisses God first and foremost, and it is with those trillions of kisses of which I'm laying the foundations of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, and that's 718 trillions of kisses by which I'm laying the foundations for my dream, which is fundamentally a public-private partnership that I'm calling all willing loving to support. Public and private partnership of all institutions and organizations and corporations and technological companies, big corporations, small business to small, from small family-owned or individual-owned business to the small shop to the big corporate conglomerate holding companies which hold subsidiaries to all the governments and institutions of the North American Civilizational Collective, first and foremost, this independent artist, athlete, activist, triple A plus other dimensions, geopolitical analyst, and theorist who's not perfect, far from it. I do admit I got some missions, got some vices, and was upset, a bit moody, you know, as part of an ongoing daily tough times. And myself, although I'm open for business, I am economically, financially, commercially struggling, but I'm grateful, thankful that on this 11th of April, when I'm commencing a new 93-day ride, March to the Mountain, 93-day ride, March to the Mountain, 93-day ride, March to the Mountain, which is going to be with rock and roll, with poetry, with art, with philosophy, with movie reviews. I'm going to go. I was my anonymous sister friend whom if I make a million, I'm going to give her half. If I make a billion, I'm going to give her half. And if I make a trade, I'm gonna give her half of the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, and with whom I'm gonna go to see a movie, John Wick Chapter 4, John Wick Chapter 4. And I'm gonna do a movie review of those aforementioned afterwards. We're gonna put some music and gonna dance. I'm having laundry, so I have to put it in the washer and dryer. I'm grateful, thankful for the washer and dryer. See, I feel much better when I say my gratitude because although I am economically, financially, commercially struggling, I have the will and I want to do and I want to do and I want to do for others. But of course, before doing for others as well, I gotta work on this self as well and not floating on self-righteous clouds. Even though I'm a universal spiritual teaching student, and I woke up moody. I said, I wish I could get a good massage, some good loving. But the message is you whoever listens to this, you hug for me like you never hugged before today, bringing me some joy because I always get joy, pleasure seeing young love and couples holding hands and seeing people kissing and hugging. So the main message is all the blah blah blah, which I'm gonna do is hug like you never hugged before today is the main message today. Hug with consent, obviously with consent. Hug like you never hugged before is the main message today. And of course, as I do it carpe diem it every day, as I almost died during COVID more than 3 years ago already. Back in, of course, early February 2020, I almost died, and I was very sick, ill, and disease. It was like death, pestilence, and disease. In many ways, I did die, as I'm being reborn. Adrian Hanna Dragan is. Personally, I don't want to go back to anything pre-COVID. I just want to advance and break the impasses and do more workouts, training programs, exercises, of which, of course, I created my workout training program exercise. I cannot stress enough the importance, my brothers and sisters, for regular physical exercise, regular physical exercise. It does great wonders for me personally, for the mental health, for the body. As the body, my philosophy is that the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. And how do we invest in the body? By working out, training, and exercising. By working out, training, and exercising. By working out, training, and exercising. I've lost more than 77 pounds. Came out of depression and being suicidal. I've conquered depression. I've conquered depression, and cannot stress enough, and have been, am, and will call for a mass financing across the North American Civilizational Collective for people to be financed to work out, to train, and to exercise, because working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choice, as I believe it can be for many. That's why I'm calling for a public-private partnership, and of course, part of my ongoing work manifesting as the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, and everything that I do in terms of artistic, athletic, and activism, those triple A's, artist, activist, and athlete. Adding other dimensions, geopolitical analyst and theorist, a great, super, and excellent geopolitical analyst and theorist who's able to analyze deep dimensions of civilizational interactions and nation states and geographical regions and states policies and interactions with other states and economic, financial, commercial, technological, military development or historical antecedents, and to do a prognostication and to do an analysis, of which of course I did back in October 2019. And the paradox of me having created a workout training program system which is effective, simple, and efficient, and which requires no equipment, when I did it back in October 2019, of course, my workout training program system, which I've done more than 350 sessions, and which have been and will continue to advocate for the mass financing of citizens across the North American Civilizational Collective to do and to implement and to mass finance from high schools. It could be as young as 7. I would advocate as young as 7 years old. The 7 years olds can start doing it. And throughout high schools, and of course even younger, from age 7 to high school, finishing high school, till even universities, and across the collective North American civilization, which was of course my theory and geopolitical analysis and my belief as a philosopher, as a geopolitical analyst and theorist, that we constitute a North American civilizational collective, being a collective of a North American civilizational complex, and my policies, philosophies, and theories, which I'm calling for the implementation, namely the CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, the DRT, Debt Refusion Theory, and the Democratic Fusion Theory. That trinity of theories, the CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, Debt Refusion Theory, DRT, Debt Refusion Theory, and the democratic fusion theory, the DFT, to be implemented via the fourth dimension. And that fourth dimension is LOVE. Because if it's not about love, I don't want nothing to do with it. And love is also action, and love is such a primary component. Maybe that's why I was a bit moody, and last night, early this morning, I felt like staying in bed. I got up early at 8 o'clock. Well, I can get up earlier even than 8 p.m., 8 a.m., 8 a.m., but sometimes 7, 6. But today it was 8:30. I stayed another half an hour, 8:30, but close enough. Started doing things, taking a shower, doing the things around the house, putting my laundry. Grateful, thankful for the laundry machine and the washer and the dryer and the washer and the dryer. Grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, but maybe I was a bit moody. I said, I could use more loving, to give and receive, to give and receive, to give and receive more loving, because loving is such a primary thing of our life and this thing that we do. So love is also action, and will consent, hug like you never hugged before. Support the implementation of my Trinity theory, CIT, citizen integration theory, DRT, debt refusion theory, and democratic fusion theory via LOV, since of course love is super important, and in everything that I do myself, I wouldn't want to live in a world where I don't see people holding hands or kissing. And I write love songs. I write, there's different types of love, being part of the LGBTQ community, rainbow, of course. And I'm not perfect, far from it. I've suffered. I've struggled. I've been depressed, and like I said, nothing that I want to go back to pre-COVID. And of course, I've working out, training, and exercising has been my medicine and therapy of choice. And this economically, financially, commercially, in terms of money, struggling. But I'm grateful. This 11th of April, I paid my rent for the month of April. My rent's fully paid my electricity bill, and fully paid my, not only my rent, my electricity bill, but also paid my food, because I got food for the coming days. So I'm grateful, thankful for that. Thank you, farmers, because everybody got to eat, even Wall Street. Farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, firefighters, public security workers, cooks, electricians, plumbers, IT workers, construction workers, public infrastructure workers of Quebec, La Belle Province, Canada, coast to coast, and throughout the North American civilizational complex, a collective North American civilization. If I would have a radio show or a television show, live stream radio, or as I do my live streaming sometimes, Facebook a lot. I did a lot of workout training programs and live streaming. My YouTube channel, raw, real, and edited. This artist, athlete, activist, those AAA athlete, artist, activist, adding other dimensions, philosopher, geopolitical analyst and theorist, and fundamentally the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet, who is also a universal spiritual teaching student, who's not perfect, far from it, with some issues, with some vices. And of course, I encourage all to work out, train, exercise. I'm gonna go later this afternoon. Earlier you heard the voice of my anonymous sister, friend, sister, and who, if I make a me, I'm gonna give her half. If I make a B, I'm gonna give her half. If I make a tree, I'm gonna give her half. And she proposed to go to watch a movie in the afternoon, and we're gonna go. It's also more affordable today. John Wick 4, and of course it's a trilogy. But now there's a fourth one. It's John Wick 4. I've seen the three, are very good. So I'm looking forward to seeing this. And please, Keanu Reeves and all millionaires, artists, athletes, please finance food security with growing food insecurities. And we gotta thank the farmers, because farmers, those who produce our food across the collective North American civilization. Because I would have a radio show, a television show in an hour. There wouldn't be 1 hour and one without being grateful and having gratitude and showing appreciation and thankfulness to the farmers. And love you, and offer the farmers of North America big hugs, because hugs I got by the trillions, kisses got some brains and some muscle, and as I am a philosopher who states and has stated and will state that brains and muscle has been required and is required and will be required for us to maintain civilization and hopefully upgrade civilization, right? But the building of civilization has required some brains and muscle, and will continue to require some brains and muscle, as we have civilization has its discontents, and it's not an easy thing. But the maintenance and the Hopefully upgrading at this point in time, upgrading is more attaining more harmony between civilization and nature. But you see, here in Quebec, La Belle Province, I'm grateful, thankful that I'm utilizing this heat my coffee with a coffee maker, doing my laundry and doing this video and listening to music with clean, zero pollution, zero emission energy that is utilized now through go through these wires and connected to one of those 63 dams which were built by workers of Hydro-Quebec Go, workers of Hydro-Quebec Go, workers of Hydro-Quebec to build all those dams for us to have electricity. And I've been out of electricity almost 3 days last week. It was a big ice storm here in Montreal and Canada, Ontario as well, but Quebec was harder hit. In Montreal, some people had lost power for a day, 2 days. I was almost 3 days myself. I managed and survived, and others even 2 3 days, even some I think even more than 3 days. But it's been restored now, and we're grateful, thankful for that. You know, it was built with brains and muscle, and it's things of appreciation. If I would have a radio show, it wouldn't be an hour where I would not bless or rock and roll some songs for the farmers, truckers, farmers, butchers. We have these supply chains coast to coast. And of course, my policies are for the creation of the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions of the International Citizen Integrated or North American Citizen Integrated Defense only for defense, defense, defense. Security and service. Services, like I said, could be cleaning, cooking, cooking, cleaning, cooking, cleaning, cleaning, and cooking with one hand, cooking with the other, cleaning. Well, this is what I'm out to begin this 93-day new period with this introduction, and I need some cleaning in my room, office, and temple this week because I want to get rid of some stuff, and it's gonna be converted into. It's already been converted into a gymnasium, but it's gonna be a gymnasium barracks and a Dragon's barracks as I became Dragon Zero, the Dragon's barracks. Still gets moody a bit. Still, I was a bit moody this morning. I said I wish I could have that. Wish I could have more force massage therapy. It's been more than 3 years. I'm craving a massage therapy session. Ah, yeah. But see, those services by the Dragon Army, public-private partnership can be offered with consent and, of course, to be accounting, consent and accounting, so that there's no abuse, so that don't ask for a massage therapy session 3 times a day, a few times, once a week, or not every day, or three or more than once a day, or more times a day, to have from fellow dragons and a public-private partnership army for defense only and solely, and for security and service integrated with all existing public and private security institutions, private and public security institutions to be integrated and based on my philosophies on this 24th century rainbow philosopher, rainbow dragon, who sometimes got some clouds and storms. It's not always rainbow, and I admit that some things I am mediocre. I admit that some things I am average. I admit that some things I am so-so. While being so-so, average, and mediocre at some things doesn't mean that I'm not great, super, and excellent at some other things. Philosophy, art, dancing, I'm the best. Combined with poetry, I'm the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet fundamentally. And I do firmly believe in the implementation of my Trinity of theories via the fourth dimension love to create the two covenant, cooperative, and complementary institutions based on a public-private partnership fundamentally. And of course, the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit for North America and beyond, NATO and BIS, Bank of International Settlements, and whoever wants. But first and foremost, for the North American civilizational complex, for the complex North American civilization, or the collective North American civilization, or the North American civilizational complex. And there's so many things I don't know, but I do know and I do believe that implementing my trinity of theories is what's needed now. What faces us as a North American civilizational complex, as North Americans. I always say I'm a Quebecer, Canadian, North American. Sure, I'm a world citizen wishing world peace. I am a world peace advocate, but see, much of my geopolitical analysis back in October 2019 had proven correct in many ways, in many parallel ways to what's going on geopolitically in the geopolitical sphere with the crises, Ukraine, Russia, Russia, Ukraine crises, and war, geopolitical turmoil, and war, conflict in Europe, right? And the paradox of the China-Taiwan potential for begin World War III, right? My analysis was that back in October 2019 was that we are embarked on a path towards an international conflagration back in 2019 in October, when I've concluded based on several factors of analysis which I've taken into consideration back then, and have concluded that we, humanity, are again on a path towards an international conflagration. Also made, created, and produced, designed my workout training program to go hand in hand with such a scenario. That's a paradox. Me as a philosopher, as a geopolitical analyst and theorist, as an artist, and as an independent fitness captain who's created own workout training program. I'm looking for volunteers to build a Dragan Army app, Dragan Workout app. It's a great workout training program system which increases general overall fitness. My workout training program increases general overall fitness. My workout training program increases general overall fitness. And sure, I admit, to have an open house Monday to Friday, I would need something bigger. Here it's too small, literally underground room office and temple, too small here. On Belvedere there, between 57 and 53, the Belvedere, and on the mountain, Mount Royal. If somebody helps with greater success and help with a house and have on the mountain, on Mount Royal, and the Belvedere there, I can freely kiss first, because offer, because you might say no to the kisses. But that's what I got first and foremost. I got trillions. A trillion is 1,000 billion. A billion is 1,000 million. So I got trillions of kisses credited from the forgotten goddess. And if it's a temple that I want to build as a universal spiritual teaching student who doesn't know it all, it's a temple for the forgotten goddess, of which in these 93 days we're going to continue to discuss and call, as I am here calling, and for all willingly loving to pledge your allegiance. Legions kisses God can kiss over time, and I'm not perfect, far from it. I get messy. I know there's bureaucracy. I'm calling even on the bureaucrats for this public-private partnership to create the UE. UE stands for Universal Exchange Unit by my theory, the DRT, Debt Refusion Theory, Bank of Canada, Central Bank of Canada, Janet Yellen of the Federal Reserve Bank of Mexico, first and foremost of North America, to of course support it in any way, shape, capacity, or form, and support the implementation of my Trinity of theories for the creation of the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions, the North American citizen integrated defense, only for defense, and security and service force for security and service force for defense only, coast to coast, ocean to ocean. That way is the east, that's the Atlantic. In the back of me we see those colors, and the picture of the satellites, if you can discern it, is of course the west, and that's the Pacific. So coast to coast, ocean to ocean, defense, security, and service. Defense, security, and service. So implement my trinity of theories. The UE, creation of the UE for a universal exchange unit, U.E.U, preferably by biometrics. The hand, the voice are unique biometric identifiers. That's why I'm calling on my astrological brother Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and all governments of North America, public and private institutions, to support the DRT, debt refusion theory. As of course, to briefly explain it, is taking all debt, my private debt as a private citizen. If I'm X and you're X1, and there's hundreds of X's, thousands of X's, millions of X's across North America. So X1, my X is $10,000 to the RBC. My X plus your X, all the X millions of X's, taking all that debt. Canadian, since the United States dollar, the US greenback, is still the international finance currency of choice, the global trade currency of choice, the international commerce currency of choice. Create it, convert it, that is, peg it to the United States dollar, because the United States dollar now has been challenged with the BRICS organizations and other, of course, challenges by other currencies. It's been, of course, more challenged lately, but it's still the dominant currency of choice for international finance, global commerce, and world trade. Now there's millions of dollars being traded hand to hand, and please, Wall Street, if you do make a million on the stock market, buying, selling, trading stocks, futures, options, puts, please give 10% for food security, because everybody got to eat. 10% for food security, because everybody got to eat. 10% for food security, because everybody got to eat. 10% for food security, because everybody has to eat. And millionaires as well. But to create the UE, Universal Exchange Unit, That's what it stands for by the debt refusion theory, DRT. So taking all private and public debt, whatever the number is, my debt X, if X represents the private debt of private citizens such as myself, of which is $10,000 to the Royal Bank of Canada, all the debt, all the excess together, Canadian dollars converted into United States dollar, the United States dollar will still the same. The Mexican pesos were converted into US dollar, and of course I include Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Bahamas, Jamaica in the North America. As many those in geography also include those aforementioned island states or island states which I've just mentioned as Jamaica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, and Bahamas. They're including North America. So create the UE, Universal Exchange Unit. That's what it stands for. As a pegged on the US dollar, so all the prices will be converted to US dollar, will be a standardization, and whatever the number is, it's gonna be in the trillions. All the debt, that will be the initial money supply. Will be the initial money supply, for the new bank, create a new financial institution, new North American United Bank or Global International Universal Bank for the Universal Exchange Unit, right? To be a universal exchange unit and to create the aforementioned what I said. The Universal Exchange Unit standing for Universal Exchange Unit, the UE, U dot E dot U dot Universal Exchange Unit. By aforementioned biometrics, since I'm calling on my astro brother Scorpio Bill Gates, is astrologically related, me and Bill Gates, Scorpios, astrologically related. Bill Gates and all others involved in tech and all private and public institutions and organizations, while also being grateful, thankful to the farmers. So I have a 1 hour radio show, television show. It wouldn't go that 1 hour without thanking, being grateful to the farmers of North America, to the butchers, to the bakers. It wouldn't be me. And I'm a pro-labor, universal, revolutionary centrist. I'm a centrist. Pro-labor, universal, revolutionary centrist, though, not just a centrist. A universal, revolutionary centrist, meaning that my centrism, my universal revolutionary centrism, is based on the fact that I firmly believe that where we are today in the 21st century, there's a need for this public-private partnership based on my theories and the creation for these two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions to offer new creative, new philosophies of life, such as the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose, and to be of service. Offer whatever services can somebody offer. I can myself what I could offer to my allies and armies, pledge your allegiance, cooking, cleaning, kissing, massaging, feet washing, more massaging, more kissing, writing, cleaning, cooking, whatever the case may be. So, doing it, of course, with the citizen integration theory and the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions to offer the CIT, citizen integration theory, so that we learn about all the things that we have of civilization with the Dragan army, the North American citizen integrated defense only defense, security and services with real services offered, but whatever it can be, and to integrate, to encourage citizens to go see how the dams here in Hydro-Quebec operate, how the farming operate, how XYZ factors operate, of all things of civilization, from the airports to the ports to the farming to the electricity. So integrate across all levels of civilization to fight alienation, which has grown since 1984, even more with the global corporatocracy financialized system, right? So that is my call to all. And now I'm just gonna go because I think my laundry just finished, so I'm just gonna go switch it, put it to dry. So you're gonna exchange me, and again I'm gonna say before I go, I'm just gonna pause it, but I'm gonna say thank you, farmers, again, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, and we're gonna. So I just went to put the laundry in the dryer because it's been washed, so I'm just gonna dry it now, and I have actually 2 loads to do, so I'm gonna load it again thereafter. So again, calling all willing living to support the implementation of my trinity of theories, which I firmly believe in. I'm just gonna get a refill for a cup of coffee. I'm gonna get a second cup. Grateful, thankful for this cup of coffee. Thank you, farmers, and truckers who transported. I'm gonna even have a third one, leftovers. It's a bit too much. But if I spread it out, and I'm grateful, thankful that I got this honey. It was on special from $8.99 to $5.99, so it was $3 reduced. Local honey from Quebec, Aliments, Quebec, and I'm a Quebecer. I love French. I rock and roll in French. I have a lot of bilingual videos, so I'm just gonna add some honey. I'm grateful, thankful for this. I was able almost. That was what, $8.99 to $5.99. That's $3 reduction. So it's almost like 44% or something. Almost not half fully, because half would have been 450, right? So three. So it's like Miels Quebec, Canadian. So local honey from the bees. Thank you, bees, and thank you, the farmers. Thank you, the farmers. Thank you, the farmers, and who produce the honey, who made from the coffee, of which I'm grateful to have and enjoy, to give me some energy so I can proceed in cleaning. I'm rearranging, reorganizing, beginning a new 93-day journey this April 11th to July 24th, and 93 days of cleaning, purifying, and working out, training, and exercising. March to the mountains. Calling all willing living to support the implementation of my Trinity theories based on my analysis and my factors and my love. Make love today. If it's not somebody making love today, what are we fighting to save civilization for? Is my question. With his discontents, right? And civilization has required and will require, and has required, is requiring now, and will require brains and muscle for its upgrade as we try to move towards breaking impasses. Myself personally, I don't want to go back to anything pre-COVID. I just want to advance with who I am, not just as a, a sexual being, but a philosopher, but also part of the LGBTQ community, right? So part of the Rainbow Nation, right? A Rainbow Dragon, but that's just a part of me. Just one part. There's so many parts to us all as human beings, as our skills, our competency, and then we have also the more darker sides, the more feeling moody, the aggression. And my brothers and sisters, channel the aggression, channel and sublimate the aggression, channel and sublimate the aggression. Is super important to channel and sublimate the aggression. I'm hearing children, 7, maybe earlier, it's 5, they're passing. I'm hearing they're joyous. That's the anthem of the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom. Children laughing, young children, adolescents, young children, young teens, adolescents laughing and loving and feeling with musical instruments but no lyrics. That's the anthem of the dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom. Because I love bringing joy to the youth, to the children. I have my educational protocols, ideas for education for the North American Civilizational Collective in bilingual French and English because I love French. And we made this compromise in North America, what I call the Great Compromise of North America, for harmony and equilibrium. Sometimes harmony and equilibrium is not that easy to achieve. I don't claim to always attain, always be at that level. Sometimes at the I try to stay in the middle, sometimes with a foot in the lower self, the more jealous, the more envious. Ah, I'm renting. I'm grateful that I'm paid my rent in April still this morning. I gotta say my gratitude again. My rent's paid for the month of April, have food, and I'm thanking the farmers, and truckers. And imagine all those farmers of North America now here. What the fuck am I fucking complaining for? The farmers on the field, the truckers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm a philosopher, rock and roll. I got some brain and some muscle. If I would be the Dragon Army and the public-private partnership to all North America would be brothers and sisters to offer some services, and accounting, and integrated with all computer systems and social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and with the satellites, NORAD satellites, and public-private partnership for the Dragan Army to be for defense only, coast to coast defense, and as I'm calling for the North American Steel Dome for defense only for defense, because there's ICBM rockets, and from what we know, both not only the Russian, built mostly by the Soviets, but even lately by the Russia, because it was part of the Soviet Union from 1947 to 1989. So more than 1989 minus 1947, 42 years. For more than 42 years, more than 42 years of the Cold War, there were thousands of ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, built to reach from the US to the USSR and vice versa, for the Soviet Union to the US and vice versa, US to the Soviet Union, east, west, west, east, west, east. Supposedly even the North Korean missiles now, the latest that they built in the past 7 years, can reach part of Canada, even continental Canada. Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, the prairies, what we call the prairies here, Can they? I don't know, but I do know that the one from Russia, the RS-24, can reach here, Montreal, my island. I live on an island, metropolis, 2.5 million people just on the island. 2.5 million people just on the island. 2.5 million people just on the island. Right? I'm only for defense of the North American collective civilization, because I'm a North American, I'm a Canadian, I'm a Quebecer. And my brothers and sisters love you, got love for you. And the Canadian Armed Forces got love for you. The United States Armed Forces got love for you. It was 156 years ago, 718 miles south of Hawk Island, Doway. I served in the U.S. Army. In a past life, was born in the USA twice. 156 years ago, 718 miles south of Hawk Island, Montreal, served in the U.S. Army. Served in the U.S. Army. That's right. Served in the U.S. Army in a past life. 156 years ago, 718 miles south of my metropolis island, Hawk Island. But my brothers, NATO generals, generals of NATO, generals of Armed Forces of Canada, top general, 4-star, 5-star. My brother Airy, my brother Airy, EYRE, surname. Nobody's born a dragon, not even myself. To my workouts during the COVID, I turned that A into an O. Dragon became dragon, and Airy. Mr. Millie, brother Millie, Millie, I believe, Millie General. Stolberg, brother citizen, Secretary General of NATO, Jens Stoltenberg, my brothers, putting on a uniform and shaving your head doesn't make one worthy to fight in the cause of freedom, baby. FREDOM. FREDOM, freedom. I admit, by myself, tiny hands, tiny feet, tiny little androgynous scarcling dick. Yeah, it grows sometimes a little bit bigger. I get an erection. Not that often, but once in a while. My brothers, shaving your head, man, and putting on a uniform does not make one worthy to fight in the cause of freedom. Very few are. Very few. Myself alone, no. I admit it. I'm not worthy to fight in the cause of freedom by myself. Very few are. Freedom is freedom is dangerous thing, man. Freedom is a new thing. Freedom is new. Freedom is hardcore still. It's not. We got cultures. We got people with hereditary questions. Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? Well, sometimes I'm from the east. Sometimes I'm from the west. Where am I from? Well, I just came from the north. I was marching. What I mean, past lives, incarnation, spirituality, blah blah blah. Moody, 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 upset, upset, civilization, jungle, 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 high CBM rockets, supercomputers, 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 dildos, vibrators, LGBTQ, freedom, freedom. I will for me to be free. But freedom has also our natures. I woke up moody. Why did I wake up moody? My rent's paid for the month of April. Electricity bill's paid. I got food. Well, because I got a nature for pleasure. I got a nature for doing. I got a nature for doing and experiencing new things. And I will to experience new things. And I will to love. And I will to see others love. I like love. I love seeing others kiss and hug. I love seeing others kiss and hug. I love seeing others kiss and hug. So many things I love. We have secret lusts, secret fears, secret lust, secret fears, secret lusts, lust, secret fears, secret lusts, secret fears. Right? So we gotta use some humor, some comedy. As North Americans, we have realities which are unique to our collective, complex North American civilization. We made the linguistic compromise, the French, which I love, right? French linguistic compromise, and there's culture, and there's essence, and there's right. We're very diverse peoples in North America, right? Just my neighborhood, right? Just my neighbors. I have black neighbors. I get along. We get along. We speak. Hi, hello. We're cordial. We salute each other. Pretty much get along with the neighbors. I don't know. Maybe they think I'm cuckoo crazy or whatever they think. I mean, or they say I must have a bad day sometimes, or he works out. Oh, he got fit. Whatever the thoughts. Our neighbor, lusts, whatever. I have black neighbors. I have neighbors from Mexico, right? And I have French Canadian neighbors. just, just, just to the to left of me, to the right of me, I have black neighbors. To the right, I have French Canadian. To the left, I have Mexicans above. We get along, harmony. But you see, it's North American. Other countries and states, they have different realities for their how they view freedom and security and harmony and prosperity and all these things of civilization which we strive continuously. I went through hard times, depressed and suicidal, and it's nothing that I want to go back to. I want to move forward, break the impasse, advance, change. And I changed a lot. I'm changing regularly still. The moody, the emotion. That's why I encourage and have been and advocating workout, train, exercise, regular physical exercise. Sometimes it's effort. Having lost weight, more than 77 pounds, I feel good. You want to check out my videos when I was like, wow, I was really that to my own consideration from my own standards. I say, wow, I was overweight for, and of course I'm accepting. I am accepting and loving of overweight people. What's called obese, or what's called in other names, whatever appellations, names we use, and the terminology that we use. The fact is that I was heavier. I had more fat, more fat on myself. 77 pounds down. In past years during COVID, created on workout training program system. It's things of our natures as individuals, just part of the collective, right? Which sometimes it's hard to balance, and there's conflict, and there's tensions, and there's tensions, and there's conflict, and there's tensions, and there's conflict, right? There's resistance, opposition to new, fresh ideas, and ideas, and theories, and XYZ. Sometimes it's hard labor. There's freedom. There's freedom. I had a, I have it tattooed here. 7 letters. FREEDOM. But tattooing that freedom on my left arm doesn't mean I'm worthy to fight in the cause of freedom for others. There's so many things I gotta work on myself. Not just the sexuality, although that's part of it. Sure, I fantasize I love BDSM switch. I love BDSM switch. I love BDSM switch. And it's also about channeling and sublimating. Sublimating and channeling. Sublimation and channeling to art, working out, training, cleaning like I'm gonna do. Because I could have stayed in bed and self-pleasure and masturbate. And I have those in me, the lusts, the cravings. But I'm gonna sublimate, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna clean my room because it needs cleaning. It's a 93-day journey beginning with a rant and a speech, whatever I want to call this introduction, and then putting music and dancing, which is on its way. Because I've been verbose. I planned for 13 minutes and I went triple. So many things trigger us, right? Makes us upset. We are also moved by subconscious, irrational forces. I embody that need for harmony between action and emotions and intellect and rationality. Youth, adolescents passing by, I want them to have joy and love and to channel the aggressions. They need, I believe, more physical exercise and more feel for dancing in schools is necessary. More dancing in schools. Free hour of dancing every or half an hour every other day or whatever. Maybe even every day. Just half an hour or well part of the curriculum. Free dance classes once or free gym. Free to exercise more. To channel the aggression, right? And to channel the sexuality, teaching our children, our youth, that the body is a temple for pleasure and purpose, to give and receive. Consent, and hygiene is key. Consent and hygiene are key. Consent and hygiene are key. Consent. I think we would be much happier and more pleasant if we would have in North America the Dragan army to be for pleasure, for purpose. Very nowadays with prices increasing, money. What is money? It's basically a means to exchange, to trade, to exchange, to trade. I am I don't have money. Financially, I'm struggling economically in terms of money. I'm in debt $10,000. I pay my rent. I need money, Canadian dollars, Canadian dollars, Canadian dollars. But I'm rich, wealthy, and affluent. I got trillions of kisses on the market. Who wants kisses? Allies and armies, pledge your allegiance. Legions, record a video, pledge your allegiance, and kisses you get. I also fight my own battles, but first, Donald Trump boxing match and adolescence, high school. Having fun, that's good. Need to scream, let them scream a bit, let them run a bit. It's recess, 11:33 a.m. in the morning recess. Lunchtime. They've been 3 hours, right? Huh? Yeah, 8:30 to now, 8 hours. It's they've been 3 hours, had classes, three classes, and now they have from 8:30. It's 11:34, so I have the high school here. Screaming a bit, good for them. Let's let loose, man. Let's enjoy, love your recess, and eat and hug, whatever, kiss. If they have spring, so couples are being made, they're 13, 14, 15, so starting dating, and I love that, man. That's gonna bring me that thought that some high school adolescents, 13, 14, 15, that now they're kissing for the first time and hugging. That's bring me joy. That's bring me joy. Now they're kissing somewhere in the high school. The high school, third grade, fourth grade, fifth, high school. Oh, they're kissing, maybe hugging, falling in love for the first time. That brings me hope. I'm in a good mood now. because that's happening now. Somewhere in Quebec, 9 million people, plenty of high schools, Canada, coast to coast, United States, Mexico, North America, North America, North America. Now, 11:35 a.m. Recess, 1 hour pause they got at noon. Somebody kissing at noon, man. 13, 14, 15-year olds in a cup for the first time, or maybe not the first time, and they're starting dating. They're kissing, they're hugging. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. They're with their own age group. I mean, the high school love. That high school love. High school love is happening, man. High school love is happening. High school love is happening. 11:36 a.m. The next hour, somebody might be hugging and kissing. The high school love is happening. Cheers to the high school love. Wall Street is also happening. Buying, selling, trading stocks. Please, if you make $1 million, give 10% of $1 million is 100,000 divided by 4. Give 25,000 for food security, 25,000 for women's sports leagues, 25,000 for environmental issues, and 25,000 for LGBTQ services youth. 4 different causes. 10% of $1 million is 100,000, right? 10% of $1 million, you take a zero off because 10 times 10 is 100, so that's 100,000. 10% of $1 million. You can give to 4 different charities. Divided by 4, 100,000 is 25,000. 25,000 for food security, because everybody got to eat. 25,000 for women's sports leagues. 25,000 for environmental causes. 25,000 for LGBTQ issues. Can be done. Can be done. 4 different causes. My call to do that. That's what I'm advocating or calling for, if you will, for it to do. And brought me some joy. See, I feel much better now. 11:37 a.m. in the morning, so I gotta get going. Just going in the afternoon with my sister, sister, whom I asked twice to marry me. I might ask a third time in a special BDSM switch, cuckold, open marriage. Why not? If I can bring any of my sisters, or all my allies and armies of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. My allies and armies of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. Allies and armies of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom. All my allies and armies are my de facto family. All my allies and armies are my de facto family. All my allies and armies are my de facto family. If if let's say if my sisters or whatever says, hey, it'd bring me pleasure if I can you cuckold, sure, or if I can slap you a few times, BDSM switch, or that'll bring me so much pleasure. It might go against my nature, but I could do a compromise. What do you want? What do you have in mind? Well, I want to tease you a bit. I want to just like slap you, call you names. Is that okay? And I would ask, that would bring you joy? Yeah, I would just love to do that. One of my sisters, let's say, says I would love to abuse you, just use you a bit and like call you names. Won't leave any bruises, but can make that compromise. Consent, consent, consent. It might go against my nature or ego. It might go against the ego or the nature. It might be against the ego or the nature. But willing to make a compromise. Say, will that bring you joy? My sister says, it'll bring me joy to just like call you names, like maybe spit on you. It will turn me on. Or I mean, it's possible. I know some gangster rappers, who I'm not gonna name, who love being put on leashes and walked like dogs. Now, if I'm lying, who's telling the truth? I know, I rap for the farmers, butchers, bakers, truckers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. I know I rap for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, truckers, grocery store clerks. I know I rap for the farmers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. Well, I'm gonna clean a bit the floors because a few drops of coffee fell, so I cleaned it. Cleaning the drops of coffee. And I'm gonna throw this to the garbage. Clean a bit more. And we're going to rock and roll. Put on the music, but first I'm gonna go check on my laundry. I mean, what's drying? So we're gonna be back. Again, thank you, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks. This is a special first video of the beginning of the 93-day, April 11th to July 24th. April 11th to July 24th, April 11th to July 24th. March to the mountain in Montreal, Hawk Island, and it's 11:42 a.m. in the morning. Still morning, 11:42. 11:42 a.m. in the morning in Montreal, Hawk Island. Yours truly, Adrian Hunter Dragan, androgynous pansexual founder of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, calling all willingly loving to support this and independent artist, athlete, activist, AAA plus other dimensions, geopolitical analyst and theorist, philosopher, universal spiritual teaching student, poet, was the world's greatest living dancing millennial rainbow poet fundamentally, laying the foundations of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom with 718 trillions. A trillion is 1,000 billion, a billion is 1,000 million. So got plenty of kisses credited from the forgotten goddess, and by those kisses I'm laying the foundations from this underground, literally underground room off Sun Temple, my rainbow dragon's lair, to in Montreal, Hawk Island, laying with the foundations with those kisses to and for the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, the dancing goddess and dragon, from the Mount Royal, the headquarters of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, laying the foundations by those kisses with some brains and some muscle, and I'm calling all willing loving to support the implementation of my trinity of theories, the CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, DRT, Death Refusion Theory, and the Democratic Fusion Theory. That trinity of theories, the Death Refusion Theory, DRT, the CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, and the Democratic Fusion Theory, DFT, DRT, Death Refusion Theory, and the CIT, Citizen Integration Theory, to be implemented via the fourth dimension. And the fourth dimension is love. And love is also action, not just blah blah blah. And calling all to support my vision, the mission and the vision of the dancing goddess and the Dragon Kingdom, which is fundamentally a public and a private partnership. Fundamentally a public-private partnership that I'm calling all willing loving to support. The PPP, public-private partnership, for the creation of the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions, the International Citizen Integration and North American Citizen Integrated Defense only and solely for defense, security and service force, aka the Dragon, North American Dragon Army, with the North American Integrated Dance League, integrated, I'll be an all gender, all ages, all sexual orientations inclusive dance league, and of course in parallel to the Global Dragon Union as a pro-labor universal revolutionary centrist, which I am, as a philosopher, as a theorist, as an artist, calling all willing living to support in any way, shape, capacity, or form, to volunteer, join, love, and support the implementation of my trinity of theories via LOV for the creation of the public-private partnership institutions, integrate with all existing institutions and organizations, and to implement my theories, create the UE by the DRT, the Death Refusion Theory, create the Universal Exchange Unit, the UE. Gonna go check on the laundry again, and we're gonna rock and roll. For a third, find a cup of coffee if one wills. Be back. So we did laundry and always check. Smells fresh. Smells fresh. I have to do a second load of laundry. Second load of laundry. Second. It's nice. Yeah. 616 is this one's size. Seriously? Last time it's just like you have to press the button really. Last time I thought it was on and it wasn't. Yeah, I'm gonna need the broom. I just want to broom underneath my bed as well. Sweep on underneath my bed. I'll just. You can wait. Huh? No problem. Huh? Got it. Thank you. Thanks.
Unless it dries in here, it'll be alright.
What, buddy?
So the travel bag carrying 10 to 12 information and it comes with pockets and stuff. Carry-on. And there's an army bag in there too.
That's good, buddy.
So where's the dust cover now?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it.